I'm hitting there. It's recording
Your
now.
video is nicer than mine.
Your video. Well, I have a camera.
Oh, okay. See, I have the computer camera, and it's probably not that good.
This computer doesn't have a camera. I told you, and so I bought one from Goodwill for $5.
Oh crap! Really? All right. Well, it's definitely a better picture.
Well,
You know?
anyway, my phone takes better pictures. No, we're recording all this.
Yes.
I wanted to ask you. You know, Rob seemed to get upset with me when I said to him that the United States of America was a mixed economy, and that we had both socialism and capitalism. Do you think that's true?
Absolutely, I do. Yeah, that's got to be true. Because you know, whatever you think socialism is, you know, in its pure definition, it's got to be a form of government where the people get to basically decide what the programs are of the government. So it's
so
right in the name. It's social.
Yeah, I was reading this book that Max turned me on to a little bit. I didn't like it.
No.
No, it was similar. It was some kind of German guy who ended up teaching at Harvard, and he was sort of a anti-Semite. You know, I shouldn't speak that, but he was talking about how a democratic society will always move towards socialism. That's what he was saying. You know.
I mean, depend. I don't know about always. You know, I mean, I think everything goes through cycles. You know, it's not always moving towards socialism because you move away from democracy or move towards democracy. But I think democracy in and of itself is socialism. I mean, it's
I think he's coming here. But one of the things I wanted to say is, any form of government is socialism by my definition of socialism. Does that make any sense? I mean,
yeah.
In other words,
it's dealing with the social aspects, I suppose, but that's a really loose definition. Well, I mean, that way, totalitarianism is socialism because you have to have a government organization in order to oppress the people. So I guess that's a socialist structure.
Well, a monarchy, maybe not. You know, if the king owns everything, that's kind of a capitalist system. You know, but any type
of oligarchy,
any type of government that serves the citizens of the country primarily,
or the will of the people.
Yeah, then the will of the people, unless businesses were able to somehow take care of all the needs of all the people without any intervention from any government overhead, you know, then that would be capitalism then. But that's never happened. That's my what I've been talking about is this. What's the closest example of pure capitalism that you can think of?
I would say something like India, probably, but they've got their social programs. But you know, someplace I think pure capitalism would be a government organization where they actively promote the interests of the businesses over that of the people.
So that would be something like France before the revolution.
Yeah, something like that. I think of India nowadays. With you know, there's not a lot of environmental regulations because they get in the way. There's, you know, a lot of favoritism. There's just, you know, wide open. They don't have a lot of social net programs to help take care of the poor, you know.
So in existence today, that is.
Yeah.
See, here's the other side of that is that I've been thinking about is I'm not a socialist. That's the funny thing about it.
Yeah.
I am a capitalist. I mean, I'm not actively involved in capitalism. I guess I am. I'm working for the largest employer in the world or something. But
we're all capitalists, every one of us, to a degree. I mean, because how do you can't grow all your own food and make all your own commodities, so you have to have through like what you were saying, a mixed economy, have a social pact with the other people in the world to come up with goods and services, because you can't do it all yourself. I don't care how how strong you think you are in your militia or whatever, but you can't do it all yourself. You gotta buy things, you gotta get things, and you can't barter for it. You know,
Well,
if
you
I
can,
want,
but there's some bartering going on.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it's just inherent in the nature of interacting with each other, and somebody's got something that you want, and you
yeah.
got
Everybody
something they
wants
want.
the best deal they can possibly get in every situation, and that's
Yeah,
capitalism.
yeah, that's that. But you know, but it's also, it might. I mean, it's, you know, in my view, it's like it's about, you know, it's about getting more than they get. You know, socialism, I think, is that same interaction, but where you each get more or less an equal share. You know, and which borders on communism, of course, but it's just, it's what's wrong with a more of an equitable share for everybody. You know, we look at the economy now with the wealthy owning so much of the vast wealth of this country, and how little they share of it compared to what they did back in, you know, the earlier decades,
60s and the 50s.
the
Yeah,
40s, and you know, I mean, back in the 20s when all the antitrust stuff was going on, and the depression, which was caused by them in the 30s, was, you know, was due to too much aggregation of power and wealth. You know, that they didn't have any social networks or social safety nets for the
yeah, but
people, or
the
any kind
point
of.
is though, I don't want to like act like I hate capitalism. I
Mhm.
just there's so many people who have this idea that it's one or the other,
It's
and
not.
yeah,
It's absolutely not. It's just a matter. It's a matter of degree. You know, to me, it's more of a matter of, you know, is 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 the funds generated by a company per se, or a person, is it, how much of it do they get to keep? Is it turning back into society to fix the roads? Is it turning back into society to provide good schools and education? Is it turning back into society so that it could get a uber wealthy person even richer? You know,
in the United
that's
States, which is where I pay most of my attention, is
yeah,
it seems like that's the major political issue.
it is. I
Is
think so.
where
I think it's the
how
source of all the issues.
well, that's what Marx says. Marx says all politics is economics,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
but
I agree with
but
that.
but
Who,
in the
our brother
United
Mark?
States, all the
No,
Marx in the world,
all the
everybody named Marx
Marxists,
says that.
the Marxists is.
Yeah, yeah, and but no, in other words, when I've been watching, people they're selling. Half of it is marketing,
Hmm.
because what I see in this current Republican thing that they're pushing is that we don't want socialism in the United States of America. We will never be socialists.
Hmm.
And I'm thinking to myself, maybe that's a lot of people think, the way that Rob was thinking. I'm gonna get sued for slander by him, but that
Can't blame the Rob.
it's
Can you?
either or. Either you're a socialist or you're a capitalist. You can't be both. And I think that's what the whole politics of the United States is deciding how, fine tuning which way that knob's going. Which way that, know what I'm saying?
Small-minded thinking, though. That's small-minded thinking. That's the same. Everything in the United States is binary. You know, it's just like you're either this or you're that. It's like, it's ridiculous. It's stupid. You know, it's like, if you go to Europe, people think in gradations. You know, a continuity of things. It's like here, it's like you're either that or this. It's like it's moronic thinking. Uh,
But
Everything in nature is a gradient.
it works
Everything in
though.
society
It
is a
works for a
gradient.
lot of people. I mean, it's a good way.
It doesn't work.
You have to get a vote. You have to market that vote by labeling things, and there's
Yeah, it's because we have two choices here in this country. If we had four choices, we'd see some gradation.
and there's some
You know?
countries that do that.
Yeah, most
Oh,
countries.
I don't know.
You know?
Well,
Huh? Well, most that have democracies. Let's put it that way. Most that have democracies. If you have no democracies, there's some places only one choice, and
now,
if you don't
what was
vote,
that country I was watching? They were talking about it. Was it Australia? I forget what it was.
Australia.
Where they have like you get like 5 choices, for some candidates to say, and you grade them. This is my first choice, my second choice, my third choice, my fourth choice, and my fifth choice. And you put that in. That's how you vote. And then they somehow figure out the formula. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. That's how.
So that's like parliamentary, politics. It's more of a who's got the plurality of it.
Yeah. But
the more refined adult way of thinking, frankly.
There's always a danger in that situation that you have a minority government, a government that's in control that the majority of the people hate,
Yeah, but that won't, not for long.
Oh, wait, Roznik's calling me. All right, well, I'll call you back and we'll do this again next week.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
All right,
bye-bye. Nice, short and sweet. I like it.
All right, bye.
Bye.